Welcome to this lesson in Arduino microcontrollers. Today we're going to be learning how to use our LCD display. It's a 16 by 2, very basic display and very common to find. Now this is actually going to be a lot easier than using the DHT sensor, I promise you that. It actually doesn't involve that much coding. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. First thing we need to do is make sure we have the LCD library. So to do that, first off, I have my new sketch, LCD display basics, all the general setup that we've been doing in this class. I'm over in libraries, and I just want to make sure that I have my LCD display. I can see that I already have it here, and I am good to go. So on line 4, where I've already hit enter, and I've created a few more spaces so we make our code look a little nicer and cleaner. We can go ahead and use the hashtag, and we'll go include. So we're using that include command like we did with the DHT library because we need to include the LCD library. So we go include, and then we'll do our opening caret there, or you might know it as a less than sign, so it's called a caret. So we'll do start caret. And we'll type in liquid crystal.h. Now it's important that we are keeping these set up here with a capital L and a capital C there because that is how it's referred to in the library itself. And let's go ahead and end caret on that one. And now we need to initialize our LCD display, and we do that by going liquid and crystal. And then we type in LCD in lowercase. And we're going to set the pin numbers that our LCD is connected to, and that's going to be 12, 11, 5, 4, 3, and 2. We'll do in parentheses and semicolon there. Next, in our void setup, we're going to use the first command from the LCD library, and that is going to be lcd.begin. We need to make sure that we are beginning the LCD. That's very important. Otherwise it won't work. And we need to set the ratio of the LCD so the Arduino knows the spacing it can work in. So that's a 16 by 2. If we had a larger LCD, like if it was longer or if it was wider, right, so this would be the length here, and this is the width on this one. Make sure we do the end parentheses and semicolon. And next we're going to use the command lcd.print, and this is telling it that it needs to print a command. We'll do start parentheses, and that's going to go in quotations. We're going to do hello world. This is the first thing that all programmers do when they're learning how to use a new system. One thing I did forget about with the LCD library, it's a little more finicky than the other libraries. It does require the parentheses to actually be located right next to the word. So whereas normally we've been doing like pin mode space and then start parentheses, this actually requires it to be just right next to each other. No space there. That's all it is. So we'll do hello world, and that's in our void setup. We are done with the void setup. And next we need to set the cursor on the LCD. The cursor is actually just kind of the blinking line. You can kind of see what the cursor is going to simulate here with that just little line blinking so we know where it's at. We'll do lcd.setCursor. Helps if I spell correctly. So cursor is C-U-R-S-O-R. For those of you keeping track at home, how many times Mr. Van messes up? That is about 3 times now in this lesson. And we'll go 0 and 1, saying that we're setting it on the 0 place and in the first area, or first line. Okay. And then we'll go semicolon, and then we will do lcd.print. And we're going to use this command, the millis command. Millis command is a way for our Arduino to start tracking how long it's actually been turned on. It's just a very handy little tool if we need to do any sort of basically refreshes or resets. So we'll do millis and then start parenthesis, end parenthesis, and then we'll go space and we'll do a slash and we will go 1000 for 1000 milliseconds, and in parentheses, semicolon, and enter. So we can verify this to see if it's working, and we can see that it is working. Now, I did tell you this was going to be a very easy one to code. Now, the actual hardware setup we will cover in another video, just when we're back in class, and I can show you how that's working, and how to do that in person. It will be helpful, but it'll also be a video lesson here. Have some fun with this code. You know, you can change this from hello world. You can make it print a special message for someone. So, howdy partner. We'll go howdy partner. That sounds nicer, doesn't it? All right, this has been the first basic introduction to the LCD display. If you have any questions and you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to leave those in the comment section below. If you're watching this from Google Classroom, go ahead and leave your comments in the comment section there. And hey, as always, thanks for watching.